So good day everyone. This will be the pre-lab discussion for iodine number determination, which is the exercise 7 for Chem 131 laboratory. Okay? So first let's proceed to iodine number. So iodine number is also called as your iodine value. So this may be interchanged, either iodine number or iodine value. And your iodine number is defined as the number of grams of iodine absorbed by 100 grams of fat. So basically, this is in percent weight per weight. No, this is the number of grams of iodine absorbed by 100 grams of fat. So it is a constant for a particular fat or oil sample, which is especially true for fresh sample. So the glyceraldehydes of the unsaturated fatty acids present react with a definite amount of halogen, and the iodine value is therefore a measure of the degree of unsaturation. Okay? So example here, you have the glycerides of the unsaturated fatty acids present as it reacts with the amount of halogen. So ito yung ating example of unsaturated fats. So these unsaturated fats will then be reacting with your halogen, forming the product of electrophilic addition. So ito ay anti-addition ang nangyari. Okay? So what happens is yung ating mga series of fats na unsaturated, may unsaturation, so ito yung nangyayari upon halogenation. So the reaction that occurs here is electrophilic addition. So yung ating mga halogen ay will serve as electrophiles as it wants more electron, and the electrons will be coming from the double bond from your unsaturated fats and oils. Okay? So what are the implications of this one? So your iodine number and melting point. So what happens is yung mga oil na merong lower melting point, they have high unsaturated fatty acid and therefore have high iodine number. So kapag mataas yung ating unsaturation, what happens is mababa yung melting point kasi what happens is, di ba mahirap ng mag-stock yung ating mga oil kapag mayroong mga degree of unsaturation. And pag mahirap silang mag-stock between the molecules of the oil or fats, mas maliit yung kanyang density in a sense. Kaya mahina yung kanyang IMFA. Pag mahina yung IMFA, mababa yung kanyang melting point. That's why your oil are liquid at room temperature. Next is some extent, iodine number is also related to susceptibility to fat spoilage due to oxidation. So yung ating oxidation may occur via auto-oxidation. So later on, i-discuss natin yun. No? Then oils that have greater degree of unsaturation have higher tendency to go rancid. Kasi nga, mas mataas yung chance na magkaroon ng oxidation. Okay? Kapag meron kayong mga double bonds. So pag wala kayong mga double bonds, ibig sabihin, mas mataas yung melting point niya plus mas less yung susceptibility for halogenation. Or pag mababa yung tendency mo for halogenation, naturally, mas mababa yung tendency mo to go oxidative rancidity or oxidation. Okay? So iodine number decreases with auto-oxidation. So what are the methods for iodine number determination? So from the video that was presented to you for the demonstration of iodine number determination, ang binigay sa inyong example is yung wedged method. So dito sa method na to, gumagamit tayo ng ICL as halogenating agent. So this ICL is more reactive than IBR. Pero ang ginagamit natin sa lab, if it were face-to-face, ay yung Haynes method. So ang Haynes method, instead of ICL, gumagamit tayo ng IBR. Bakit tayo IBR ang ginagamit natin? Because it is easier to prepare and distinctly more stable than the wedged reagent. Okay? So what happens is, for the principal part, the sample is dissolved in chloroform and then treated with a measured excess of Haynes reagent. So if you have an unsaturated fatty acid and you reacted it with heinous reagent in excess amount, in excess meaning accounted pa rin dito yung volume. Okay? Kahit excess siya. So yung ating excess amount of heinous reagent, as you add it with your unsaturated fatty acid, so via electrophilic addition, it forms this product, and yung may matitira tayong unreacted na IBR kasi nga excess yung ginamit natin. Okay? And this happens as we do the halogenation in the dark for 30 minutes. So, ang ginagawa natin usually dito ay tinatakpan natin yung ating iodine flask with pwedeng cloth or papel, ganyan. Tapos itatago natin siya sa mga cabinets para wala talagang presence of light doon sa ating iodine flask with your reaction as it occurs. And after 30 minutes, we assume that lahat ng unsaturated fatty acids ay completely reacted na with your excess IBR. And hence, yung ating flask doon contains this product as well as the unreacted IBR. So what happens next is your unreacted IBR will be reacting with the added potassium iodide salt. Okay? So yung potassium iodide natin will be reacting with your unreacted IBR, producing the KBr salt and your iodine solution. Okay? Then your iodine solution will be titrated with your sodium thiosulfate na standardized, and that titration occurs, produces the iodide ion as a result. Okay? So basically, yung ating equivalence dito is ang ating equivalence of IBR ay equals sa equivalence of iodine na equal din naman sa equivalence of sodium thiosulfate. And the equivalence of IBR reacted is actually the equivalence of IBR total, yung ating simula, ito, minus the equivalence of IBR unreacted. And yung IBR unreacted, ito yung tinitrate natin. Okay? So Ki is then added to produce the iodine from the excess IBR, and the liberated I2 is titrated using the standard 0.1 normal sodium thiosulfate. So sa procedure natin, as mentioned dito, ito yung ating ginawa for the standardization of sodium thiosulfate. And for the sample preparation, ganito naman, until titration part. Okay? So we make use of chloroform to dissolve the fat and oil. Then the heinous reagent, which is your IBR, was used for the halogenation. So basically, yung ating halogen will be attached to the unsaturated portion of your fat or oil. And then you will let it to stand in the dark for 30 minutes to prevent the free radical substitution reaction. Okay, kaya wala tayong wala tayong light present. Next is we added the Ki solution to produce the iodine from the excess IBR, and the I2 na na-produce will be titrated using your sodium thiosulfate solution until yellow color almost disappears. Tapos kapag parang feeling mo nawawala na yung yellow, magdadagdag na tayo ng starch. Your starch serves as an indicator because your starch forms a complex with iodine that is color blue. Okay? So yung starch iodine complex ay color blue. And kapag na completely nawala na yung iodine, as you can see here, kapag itong iodine plus starch, yan ay color blue. And if all iodine are reacted already with the added titrant in the form of sodium thiosulfate, so mawawala na yung blue color. And the disappearance of blue color is the endpoint of your titration. So for your calculation, as mentioned, the unit for the iodine number is gram iodine per gram fat times 100. And as you can see here, yung ating gram fat ay actually yung weight of fat lang natin na winay natin using the analytical balance. And yung gram iodine natin ay equal lang sa equivalence of iodine multiplied to the equivalent weight. So recall natin ang equivalence, ang unit na ng equivalence, tapos ang equivalent weight, ang unit nan ay gram per equivalent. So basically magka-cancel dapat yan. Okay? Tapos, based from our calculation sa experimental data, yung ating equivalence of iodine is equivalent to the product of the normality of sodium thiosulfate multiplied to the difference of volume of the blank minus the sample. Okay? So basically, mas malaki dapat yung volume na magagamit mo for the volume of the blank kaysa dun sa volume na ginamit mo for your sample. Okay? Kasi dito, sa blank, wala kang fat sample na mag-react. Basically, itong buong to ay yung unreacted mo. Kasi dapat wala kang presence of oil dun sa blank, di ba? So lahat ng unreacted or total will be reacted with the potassium iodide solution forming the I2. So this is the total I2 present in your solution. And then the total I2 from the blank will be deducted to the I2 that is present dun sa reaction between the unsaturated fatty acid and the excess. That's why yung ating formula here is blank minus sample. Okay? So this ends the presentation for our pre-lab discussion for Exer 7. Okay? So I will end the discussion now and thank you for listening.